Everybody, welcome to another episode of Table Talk here at the Durango. Today's guest is Magic Murray.
How are you, man?
Good, how are you?
I'm thrilled to be here.
Thank you for joining me.
It's a great casino. I love this. I was here when it opened.
It's a great casino.
Yeah.
I love how bright it is. You can see the sun. Like, you can't ever see the sun.
No, you never see out casinos. It's
Yeah.
a new thing for casinos.
Yeah,
You know?
it's great.
Yeah.
So you have two choices. You can play with your own money,
Yeah.
or you can play with mine, and any profit you make goes to charity.
Okay, well, since this is a new game to me, and I kind of don't play this game, I'm going to play with your money.
Perfect.
And the rest will go to charity.
Excellent choice. That's what I would have picked.
Sure. Yeah.
Do you know what charity you'd like to play for?
Yeah, I would love to play for Friends for Life Humane Society. It's a dog rescue. It's what I support, so.
You love dogs?
Yeah, I
Man
love
after
dogs.
my own heart. How
Yeah.
many do you have?
I have 3 long-haired Chihuahuas, and we have a cat. And they're all girls, and the cat's a boy. His name is Kitten. Yeah, tough name for that. My wife named him. All the other 3 dogs are girls: Smudge, Bailey, and Kahlua. So, yeah, we love them. I know. I know. I should have named Smudge Tequila, but I did not. It took me everything not to name another
All right.
alcoholic drink. So
we'll start with 500 each.
okay. So
I have 3 dogs as well, by the way.
do you really?
I have a miniature poodle, an
Yeah.
American Eskimo, and a Chihuahua mix.
Oh, amazing. Okay,
Yeah.
that's crazy. That's good. And they're all rescues too. Or?
They're all, no, the 2 aren't.
Okay,
the one
great.
is.
Good.
I love dogs.
That's great.
Just-
Where'd you get the rescues from? Here?
Here, yeah, at
Excellent.
the Animal Foundation
Yep.
on Mojave.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
That's
And
wonderful.
I was actually, when I was going back there 2 years ago to get another dog,
Yep.
and my friend who was going with me, she had an eye appointment. She's like, "Can we stop for the eye appointment and then go?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." And it just so happened to have like a little pet store in
Yeah.
there. And I walked in and I saw my American Eskimo, the one I have, marked down to like $900, while all the other dogs were like $3,000,
Okay,
whatever.
and this is what store or what place was it? This the Eskimo you saw?
It's called the Puppy Boutique.
Puppy Boutique, okay,
yeah.
great.
And I'm like, why is he so cheap compared to all the other dogs?
Sure.
They're like, well, we mark them down every month they're here, so we sell them. I'm like,
Interesting.
how long has he been here? They're like 10 months.
Wow.
And so that poor dog had been there for the first year of his life,
Wow.
and it broke my heart, so
Sure.
I bought him immediately.
Amazing.
Yeah, and he
Yeah.
was so neurotic when I got him, as you can imagine,
Of course,
after
stuck
a
in a
year,
cage.
living in a box for a year.
I know.
I mean, that's...
Yeah, the whole selling puppy thing too. It's funny, as I've gotten older, I definitely have different opinions on that. You know, they're live animals; they need to go to a good home.
Right.
But yet, when there's so much profit and gain off them, it's always that hit or miss, isn't it? You know what I mean? Like it's a fine line. You know what I mean?
It's a mixed bag.
It's like I eat chickens, but I like chickens. You know what I mean? If I had a chicken as a pet, I would never kill it. But I love KFC. So it's a balance. You know what I mean? So it's yeah.
I feel the same way about eating meat, by the way.
I get it,
As soon
yeah.
as lab-grown meat
Yeah.
becomes affordable, I was
Sure.
switching.
No, I'm totally and healthy. You know,
Yeah.
you're not going to die of
Yeah.
cancer. Exactly. You know?
All right, so let's begin.
You have to teach me how to play this.
So yeah, you're
It's
welcome.
your money, and I don't want to lose it all.
Yeah, you're welcome to you don't have to match me. Maybe you can do like 10-10-10
Yeah.
to start till you get a feel for it, and then $1 goes up here for the progressive.
Okay, so $1 is always up here.
Always up there.
Great.
And then you do one
Like it.
bet, and then you just match your bet. So 10-10-10.
Or I can do 5-5 I want to.
You can do
or-
5-5 if you
'cause
want
I'm
to.
cheap. I'm cheap, man.
All
That's how
right.
I do it. Like my hair, cheap. It's like that.
And then one more on top.
So I match that. So
Yep.
this is what, the blind? And
That's the
you think
ante.
a magician would know this, but it's so funny. I don't. There's some.
and then
trivia.
we'll as we go, I'll
And the idea is to match what, a poker hand when we're playing.
you're basically playing Hold'em against one player that never folds. Is
Okay.
essentially what this game is.
All right. Okay.
And you
All
could
right.
bet before the flop. So let's say you get a nice hand that you like, Ace King.
And I can see the cards that are dealt me. I can look at
he's-
right.
Yep,
Oh,
he's
they're
going to
face
deal
up
our
anyways.
cards face up
Got it.
for us for the podcast
Good.
anyway.
Sure. Good.
And then as soon as we get past this first hand, I'll ask you my first question.
Sure. Yeah. Okay.
So I've got 8-9. I will be checking that before the flop. You've got
That's
Jack
good.
King suited, so you have 3 choices. You can
Okay.
check. You
Check
could-
means what?
Just you
They
don't
stay
want
the
to.
same. Nothing happens. Yeah.
You can bet 3, or you can bet 3 or 4 times this bet over here.
And how do you bet that? By 3 or 4 times, meaning by putting the coins down.
Yes, so you can bet
Yeah.
15 or 20 right now with your King
Okay.
Jack of Hearts, which
think
I would
should.
do.
I think I would. So I want to bet like 15.
All right,
If I can.
Yep, and you can bet
put here?
15, and you're done with the hand at this point. So
Okay,
you
great.
you
So I'm
will,
kind of done my time.
you've
And
done
whatever
your
happens,
time,
happens.
and then whatever happens happens.
Hopefully we're
And
all
then
flush.
and I have an 8. You have a King, which is great.
Yeah.
I'll bet my 8 anyway.
Okay.
And then we'll see the
All
rest of
right.
it. So my first question. Ooh, I got
Wow.
trips.
Look at that.
And he will hopefully have nothing, right, CJ? You'll be kind to us.
Yes, sir.
Come on, Ace 3 or something crazy. Oh, perfect. There you
Okay.
go. All right, my first. Now that we know the
Yeah.
basics, You've been in some hot water recently.
Yes, have you noticed that?
And the only reason I know is so my friend.
So do I take these off the table now, or do
You
I
just
keep them?
you reset it to where
So I
it
can
was.
take these. These are mine. I won.
Those
so
are
I
all
take
yours.
These back,
Yep.
right? But I can set and I can take this back.
in that
right?
bag, and you put one more on
$1
top, and
here,
you put
right?
your dollar back.
And what's the trips for? What does that mean?
No, so the trips is a regular bet. You match
Oh, I
your
gotta match
$5
that.
there.
So
The
that's
dollar
there.
goes here.
Sorry, where the dollar goes
Goes on the light.
And
Yeah.
what is that for? Just
And that dollar is for that progressive that's kind of turned because of the cameras. But
Yes.
basically, if you flop a royal flush, it's $61,000 for that dollar.
so it's just a cool extra
It's a
bet.
side bet.
Yeah, oh, that's cool. And then
Yeah.
these you always match. Okay, look at me. So you're actually teaching people how to play this game as well, because
Yeah.
you would think I'd know how to play this in Vegas, but no. So there we go. Carry on with the question, though.
So, and the reason I know is because my buddy is dating a magician.
Okay.
And so he made me go to the Magic Castle for his engagement a few months ago.
Yes.
And
And your buddy's name is
Dylan,
Dylan. Okay, and he's engaged too.
Jen Kramer,
Oh, Jen Kramer, very dear friend.
who's got
Yeah, and my best friend, one of her consultants, Douglas Lefty Leferovich. Yeah, great
okay.
guy. Yeah.
So she's great and he's great. We both check our kings here.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah, that's a good thing. Yeah, for sure.
Okay. And I got a 7. I will be betting my 7. You would probably want to check your king.
So what does that mean? Check. Check means
So you just go like this,
just like that,
and then he will open up the rest of the cards.
Understood. Okay. So that means I'm going to hold, right?
Yeah,
Whatever,
and then you have king high on a board where king high probably will do well. So
Okay.
I would bet $5.
Okay,
here.
on each, right?
Just one.
One
at
goes
the bottom.
on to the bottom one. This
The
one
play.
here, play. Got it.
Yep,
Okay.
because you're done with the hand. At this
Okay,
point.
good.
Yep,
And that's
and
just
then
to bump it up if I
he'll
get.
turn his over, and if
Yeah.
we win, we win.
Great.
And he's got a 4, which
Okay.
you lose. I
Yeah.
win.
Got it. Hey.
All right.
What do you call gambling?
Yeah. So I know of the Magic Castle because of him. I had to
Yeah.
wear a suit. I'm
Yeah,
like,
the whole
I gotta wear
tie,
a suit.
all that. Exactly.
And
yeah.
so they recently kicked you out.
They did. Yes. They kicked me out on my own accord.
What does that mean?
So the way it works is my wife and I, Danny Elizabeth, who's a dancer, she was in the original show Jubilee at Bally's, and she's
Oh.
also the lead dancer for ZZ Top,
Okay.
which is exciting. And no, hold on,
You just
Yeah,
have it
right here.
reversed. You
Did
put
I
your
get-
5 up there.
5 here and then that here.
Yeah, and then this one, just match this.
Sorry.
Yeah, you're good.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And so she's a professional dancer, of course, and so we do these crazy videos, and I've had over 6.5 billion views online.
You have a
over the
lot
last
of views
10, 50,
online, yeah.
over 3.5 million followers. So we do random videos, and so we did this video where we went on Amazon and bought a bunch of tricks that you can buy for $5. Anyone can buy them in the world.
Mm-hmm.
So now, is this good or not? Because
That's
I
a
feel-
check.
That's a check, right?
I would check
Yeah,
that
okay,
every
great.
day, all day.
Great. Okay.
Yeah.
And so, so basically, we did a fun video where we explained videos, magic tricks, but ones you can buy online. So it means everybody here in this casino could actually go online and buy them.
Mm-hmm.
And we explained them, and we made a joke, like Lucille Ball or Desi Arnaz, right? So now, what should I do?
Do you want to fold do you have 10 high on ace queen?
Yeah,
you can go either way.
Not that good, is it?
No, it may hold up, it may
I
not.
don't
It's
think it
$5
will.
extra dollars to try and save your
I
rest
don't
of
think
your
so.
money.
no.
Okay,
I'm
he
gonna save the
folds.
5.
So you were buying these cheap
So
tricks
yeah,
on
and
Amazon.
we did a video, and it was very like Desi Arnaz or Lucille Ball, where I would be serious. Yeah, I would, and then I'd be the straight man, and she would be the funny one,
Right.
Like Jerry Lewis, and she'd expose the trick. So I'd sell it, and she'd expose the trick. And that was it. And we just uploaded it within an hour or so of shooting it, thinking nothing of it. It might get 100,000 views or whatever,
Right.
and it went to 70 million views.
Oh.
Like it took over the internet.
Yeah.
And so, anyways, we ended up. Is that right again?
Top.
I did it again, didn't I? Why? What's my problem with that? Anyways, and so it took over the internet, and of course, magicians found out about. Obviously, I wasn't hiding it.
Right.
And a couple of magicians who are really purists, who probably do 1 or 2 shows a year, and they're, they own properties or landlords or insurance companies or are lawyers. They don't really do magic full time, but they're on the board because people like to be on boards to feel important.
Right.
Because they got nothing else to do with their lives. I think maybe I'm not on any boards because I'm so busy with my life. That's how I feel about that a lot. Maybe when I'm 80, I'll be on a board or 2,
Right.
just because I have nothing else to do. And so is this good? I should check that or not?
Yeah.
This is good,
So
right?
aces, I usually triple. Before,
triple.
unless it's a really good ace, I'll quadruple.
Okay,
So that
so-
I would do $15 there where
Down
you're
here,
at.
okay.
Yeah.
So I'll do that here, right?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
And then I will check. So,
Check for me, right?
so they're on a board and
Yeah.
they saw the video.
So they started making complaints to the Magic Castle, who I've been a member of for 27 years.
Right.
A long time. And then also the International Brotherhood of Magicians, another organization I'm a member of. they made a complaint as well. So 25 board members made a petition, which is nothing because there's thousands. But there was enough guys that thought this is blasphemy. How dare you? You know. Meanwhile, I've made a living off magic since I was 19 years old, full time.
Mm-hmm.
Only magic. You know what I mean? And so I did pretty good, didn't I?
Yeah.
Good. Perfect. I got lunch.
Yeah. And is that before you continue? Does it bother you that I don't know how to phrase this politely, but like, does it bother you that it's people who are less successful that seem to be the critical ones here?
It bothers me because the fact that they don't make magic full time.
They don't make their living doing it.
Full time.
Yeah.
So their Mercedes-Benz, their homes they live in, the private schools their kids go to, they don't. I'm not happy with that. You like
No,
it?
you're checking that.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I don't have. Yeah. See, at least I know that. But so they don't make their sole living in life off of doing magic and supporting their family in life. So they really don't know how to make a really good salary off doing magic full time.
Right.
All the facets, not teaching, lecturing, doing big shows, being online, doing social media, whatever case. You need to use all sorts of things to pay the bills. It's like a mortgage broker. You don't just do mortgage, you do refis. You lend money for other things. You do seconds. You don't just do one straight mortgage as a mortgage broker. You do also like a bank.
Right.
They just don't save your money. They do all sorts of things. That's how they survive.
Right.
So as a magician, you have to do many things. So long story longer. Now with this, do I have to do anything with
You
this?
want to you want to throw down 5 because you have a pair of 3s.
So you
have
okay,
bottom
they match.
pair.
Okay, I got it. So I can do
$5
yeah,
down there, and
enough,
that's
right?
it. And then he'll turn over his cards, and
thank you.
We'll win or lose. Don't
Thanks
do
for
it.
Patient. Oh, 2 tenths.
Yeah, that beats your 3.
Yeah,
sadly.
that's right. Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, they don't make their living doing it, yet
Yeah.
they feel like they're in a position to criticize
Of
you
course.
for doing a goofy little fun short that
100%.
got 70 million views.
Yes. And so, and that's a big video, you know what I mean?
That's
Like,
huge.
so yeah. And so it was worldwide and the whole bit. And then, TMZ picked up in Daily Mail and all, in the Hollywood Reporter and all that.
Right.
And
So
I'm laughing because
it blew up to where Magic Castle had to address it.
well, it had to address it
Yeah.
because the members who were on the board made a petition to get rid of me because I'm going against the code of ethics. And code of ethics means you don't give secrets away.
Yeah.
Well, the problem is, though, that was a great code of ethics. When the club was invented in the 1950s, 60s, and 70s, there was no internet. The only way to find out how to do magic is to get a book from the library. And people don't even know how to spell library anymore, do they? Unless it's Library of Congress, right? So anyways, because the world's changed, I feel that, this is my own opinion, the Magic Castle has. And I love the Magic Castle. I have nothing negative to say about the Magic Castle.
Right.
But I think the Magic Castle really hasn't looked outside their bubble to realize what's going on in the world. And so I had an option. So they wrote me a letter saying, and both organizations did, the International Brotherhood of Magicians. That's pretty good, right?
That's good. I
I'm
would
gonna check that, right?
Are you gonna? Oh, because you bumped it.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Oh, well then you can triple it or you could check it.
So tripling it means putting 3 here.
75. Yeah.
What do you think? It's your money. How do you feel about that? Just let it ride, I think, huh?
I would check it.
You check
Since you pressed it.
Yeah.
Why
So
not?
That's it, right? Yeah.
All right. So yeah, they wrote you a letter.
Yeah. So they wrote me a letter saying, hey,
Good call.
Murray, it's do I put anything else down or no?
I would check it. You don't have a pair yet.
Good. Yeah, okay, great. And check kind of means holding, right? Is that
Yeah,
the same thing?
and I would put in 20. I would put one chip now down just because.
For his, right? So,
Yeah.
Okay, great.
So where it says
I
play,
can
yeah,
hold on. I wanna
green
do-
one.
Yeah.
There you go.
Cool.
And he can always change those to red or whatever
I
you
see.
want.
Okay,
It's
cool.
not
I can.
important.
Okay. It doesn't have to be exact, right?
Why'd you have to turn over an ace, CJ? All right.
CJ.
So what
What
did
are
the
we
letter
doing?
say?
So the letter was like, look, we know you've been a member for this long, and here's what we can do. We the reason we're going up against you and saying you need to be out of the club is because that you're going against our ethics, which means you're sharing the secrets of magic. And I actually flew in and I met with them personally.
Oh.
And how are you?
Hey,
I met with them personally and said, I had a meeting. And when I sat there with the meeting, it was Howie Mandel was the one that said, because I was going to write a letter to go in, and I'm going to go back down on this again because I'm cheap. And Howie Mandel said, I'm going to write a letter because I'm not worth my time flying in. I mean, they've already made their decision. No, you're not. You're going to fly in and meet them. I said, Howie, I'm busy. I'm on tour right now. I don't care what you're doing. You're going to fly in and meet them. I said, first of all, it's very hard to say no to you. Second of all, you're a nice guy. And thirdly, you're not doing anything wrong. you're actually a working professional magician. You've been on the Las Vegas Strip for 23 years on the Strip. Do we check this?
Yes,
right?
you check that.
Okay, yeah, check.
Yeah.
And of course, and you have a right to stand your position. You've been a member 27 years, and what you're saying is 100% legit. It's checked here right now.
Mm-hmm.
And so,
Oh, nice.
look at that. That's good for you, huh?
4 of a kind.
Look at that. You're buying lunch today. Do I? I'm good, right?
You have king high. I would throw a 5er down.
Just because, yeah.
Just because.
Sure. All right, great.
She might have.
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. Ace high.
Yeah. Thing.
So you flew down to
So
LA.
I flew down there, but I was in tour in Australia for 2 weeks.
Oh,
So
it's a long flight.
it is, but it beats swimming. So I'm sitting there in a daze. I'm only working in the evening. I was there for the comedy festival in Melbourne, and I had all day to go through videos. So I decided to Google all the board members and their videos online.
Oh,
And sure enough, I found.
30 to 1, 750.
Oh, I already put mine down. Is that too soon?
No, you're
Okay,
good. You're good.
And so, anyways, I went online. I just found all these videos. 2 or 3 of the board members exposing magic.
Oh,
That was
really?
Oh, sure. And one exposed magic the week before my meeting on the Chef Junior, where the kids do it, where he has a guy hiding in the base of an illusion, the black part in the bottom, on the Magic Castle stage. And he's in the board. He's a dear friend of mine, phenomenal magician, Ed Alonzo. Love Ed. He was on Saved by the Bell as the waiter there, Max. And I love the guy. I'm not against him. The problem is when you put me in a corner, I'm going to use everything
Of course.
for myself,
Of course.
unfortunately. And then another gentleman on there was Mike Caveney, who's a magician on the board. And he went on a talk show, and he screwed up a trick like 7 times. So that's not helping magic. So you're
Yeah.
telling me these board members who think I'm doing something bad for magic, here's some stuff. You guys aren't making magic look any better.
Right.
So what do you have to stand up against? And ironically, the same week, Penn and Teller were getting a fellowship from the Magic Castle on their legacy of what they've given to magic. And I'm like, for 20 years, they were banned from the Magic Castle because their whole hook was giving away magic tricks. So I'm like, how am I being put in this position?
Right.
So anyways,
Seems a little unfair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I stood my ground, and I had videos to play for these guys as going here, or here's your board members exposing magic. So I said, all I want done is whatever I do, or you ask of me to be done, the board members have to do the same thing. Make it fair across the board. It's an equal. That's why I live in this country.
Wow.
But because it's a private club, and
Right.
it's not Congress, and it's not the law, they can make any rule they want up.
Right.
Now, I'm not happy about that too much.
Now we're checking those.
Okay, yeah. And so,
So what did they rule?
So anyways, they wrote the letters back. Both of them were identical. And I both met them. One I did a Zoom because international, I'm checking that too. That's
Well,
4s.
we have a 4, so we'll
Yeah.
put our bet down.
So I should do
One,
same or
yeah, match it.
You think so? Yeah, right. And so,
Oh, she's got a 5.
we'll do it.
Notched us.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so, so basically, I read the letter. The letter basically said, if you take the exposure videos down and say you won't do it again, you can keep your membership. That's up to you. Or if you keep them up, unfortunately, we're gonna have to, ban you from the club. Take your membership away. And I wrote them back the same thing. I said, I'm okay taking my videos down as long as you tell Penn and Teller and you tell Gordon Ramsay on Chef Junior, and also Justin Willman, who gave away seeing through a blindfold mask while driving on his special as well.
Mm.
That's not so great either.
We're checking.
And so, fine. And long as you tell them to take their stuff down, which you know it's impossible because it's on a network and they can't have that power,
Right.
I'll take my stuff down.
Right.
But unfortunately, I make a lot of money off this, and it's I'm fine.
You put $5 down.
Oh,
You got a 4.
Right?
Yeah.
Good. And so, before I was done, I guess, yeah. And so
we got it.
And so, so I said, as long as it's across the board, then I'll be more than happy to take my stuff down. But unfortunately, if you can't honor your board members that are exposing magic as well, because the whole argument is exposing magic.
Right.
That's what we're at, right?
Right.
And so your board members, even Matt King, very dear friend of mine as well, he's exposing magic. So I don't care whether you're teaching or exposing teaching is exposing magic publicly. So if you want to just go on that alone, all these other people who you like more than me, you're giving them a pass and not me. So I'm like, I can't be a part of this organization anymore. And unfortunately, it's the old white boys club, in Hollywood.
Yeah.
And it hasn't really changed much, you know what I mean? So what are you going to do?
Right.
Yeah, so that's where it is. But I got great press on it. And I think I ran its time. It was good for me when I was in the club being young and getting up. But now that I'm a lot more of an adult and I've seen what the club's about and that, I feel like it's kind of like they're guarding an empty safe. Just because they don't give secrets away doesn't mean the rest of the world isn't. And the internet, the minute the internet was exposed, everything changed for brick and mortar shops, Sears, Roebuck, everybody. When Amazon came along, it's not just magic. It's changed a lot for everybody. And a lot of companies it's changed. And unfortunately, the Magic Castle, is that good or not?
I would throw 3 right down with that.
Yeah. I hear.
Yep, 3 of them. Yep.
So
so
that's where it would happen.
Is there you got your top pair.
Yeah, that's good.
So does that
What do I do
impact?
now?
Does it not being you're good. You're done with
good,
your hand for now. And I got an 8. Perfect. So does that impact your life in any way? Like
it actually benefited.
Because you got the exposure.
My salary per show when I tour went up probably by 60%.
Because of
the exposure. Now I'm on TMZ with all these other stars, and I'm on Daily Mail, and all of a sudden people see my track record, and I've had over 6.5 billion views.
Right.
They're like, wait a minute, that's amazing. Now there's an interest. Let's go watch this show. And what's funny is every day when I do my show at the Stratosphere, or on the road or on tour, I don't expose magic. I do an actual magic show, I still fool people. You know what I mean? So, anyways, look at that. I got some coins.
Yeah, you made a little bit back.
Some chips back. So I'm gonna do that again. Do that. So take that away.
And so
that's one of those things where it was a huge benefit to me and just land on my lap.
Yeah.
And if I'm not a member of the Magic Castle ever again, I will work my rest of my life. It doesn't really bother me. And unfortunately, there's a lot of great magicians that aren't members of the Magic Castle anymore because of that. That's a good one.
I would throw down 4 red ones on for that one. There you go.
Yeah. So I realized there's some really great magicians not part of the Magic Club just because their beliefs are really dated, unfortunately. And I think they just need a younger set of people running the board and who comes in.
Yeah.
So that's just the way it is, and things change for a reason, and that's okay. You know what I mean? But I love the Magic Castles. It was a great place for me and for what it was. But now, unfortunately, their values just aren't what I believe in as much anymore, so.
Is there a part of you that's sad?
Not really. I love the place going up there. I had a great time and performing up there. But I didn't do it for the money when I performed there because, you do about 36 shows a week, and they pay you about $3,000 a week. So I'm not good at math, but that's about $80 a show or $70 a show,
right.
Which I haven't worked for that since I was 15 years old. So you're doing it for the prestige of playing Hollywood. Well, I've done it for 27 years, so it's been on my resume for a long, long time. And I think it's great for up and comers. I think it's great for young people getting into it, or it helps your resume to make a few more bucks,
Right.
But once you have it on your resume, it's lovely to bring people there. And really, what I did as a member, I basically gave passes away for people to go up there. I give tons of passes away for people to go and spend money at their club because I know a lot of people, and so they're just losing that because people would get a free pass to get in, but they'd spend $500 on a meal and drinks.
Right.
So, and I would probably put maybe 100 people a year up there. So they've lost that as well because when people ask me now, can you invite people up there? Unfortunately, I said I'm not a member.
You say you can. Yeah, you're not a member anymore.
I'm not going to do much with that.
No, I think you're checking that until she get. Oh, you're open-ended.
Oh.
You check that again, and then
Yeah.
hope to hit a 4 or 9.
Yep.
Come on, give Murray a 4 or 9.
4 or 5 7.
Nope.
Huh.
Yep. Pair of 7s, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, you got queen high. Unfortunately.
Yep.
I would toss it. It's
Yeah.
up to you.
Let it go. Yeah, toss it. Yeah.
All right. There's no chance my king queen holds up, right, EG? Queen 10.
Oh.
Oh, king high for the win. You must have a lot of memories there, and
So many memories. My dad and mom got to see me perform there for the first time when I was 24. They flew in, and my dad's now gone. He's been gone for 10 years now as of June, but he passed away at 83. So we got to see some really cool highlights of my life. I got to play Hollywood for the first time. Performing at the Magic Castle, and
right.
I got to meet a lot of people. I got to bring Neil Sedaka up there, and you know, I met Mario Lopez and Debbie Reynolds and Carrie Fisher and all sorts of great people. Marvin Carroll, Mr. and Mrs. Electric, who are my mentors. I worked with them up there, and they're wonderful people. You know, and a lot of people said, "Oh my God, what does Mr. Electric think of you exposing magic?" Well, first of all, he's dead. He's been dead for about 5 years now, 4 years. And second of all, it had nothing to do with him. You know, I mean, I wasn't against him. That's really good, Henry.
I would throw down 4 chips with that too.
Sure.
4 red ones.
Yeah. So it had nothing to do with him.
Right.
Me as my profession and what I do, and I think I do more good for magic and entertainment than most magicians do. You know, I'm good at it.
Ooh.
So.
Oh, you have the Jack of Hearts. Well done.
Yeah.
I have
King
no
Queen.
heart and a pair of 4s. I will bet it, but I know I'm losing. So. Yeah, there's that 3 of hearts. You got her.
Yeah.
Good job.
It's not bad.
At least you'll make some money back
a few
now.
bucks. See,
Yeah.
See, I bet little. That way I stay around longer. So
Yeah.
That's how I work.
So would you say your love of magic continues to grow and
Always.
despite all this drama right now, like
Always.
Okay.
I think it's wonderful. Of
It
course, I
hasn't,
love
like-
magic. I love magic. I love the Magic Castle. You know, what's funny is after I had the board meeting at the Magic Castle, I had a drink at the Owl Bar, which is the original bar from the Dean Martin show. Yeah, he had a bar there, and it's up there. And I had a drink there after the meeting because I realized this is.
that chip's trying to run
Yeah, I
away.
know. Tell me about
Good
it.
magic trick.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, this is, I realize this is probably one of the last times I'll ever sit at the Magic Castle and drink. So I purposely got a drink, sat there before my Uber was flying me back out of Burbank to Vegas. And it probably was my last time I'll probably ever be there. Until I'm 80 and maybe they would go, oh my God, he actually had a great career and did something good for magic, you know.
Right.
Who knows? Maybe not.
I'm sure you'll get an apology letter
Who knows?
one day.
You know, when everyone else has passed away that doesn't like me, you know. Now that's not any good.
No, we checked.
Yeah. And so anyways, I sat there and both 3 or 4 of the board members came up to me and leaned over to me and had I'm gonna toss it, all right?
No, you're checking.
No, check it. Okay, check.
Yep.
3 is it?
So they came up to you while you were having
so
a
they
drink.
came up and had a drink and they leaned over to me and going, hey, my wife and I watched your videos. Don't say, you know. And I'm like, I know, they're funny, they're entertaining.
Yeah.
No one got hurt. Other magicians are online. Oh my God, you're losing work for me. I use that trick in my birthday party show. I'm like, trust me. I said, I'm not, if I'm the one losing work for you, it's not, don't blame me.
Right,
Blame
right.
yourself.
You're using an $8 trick from Amazon.
I'm giving
Who are
away
you
tricks
blaming?
in my videos, and I work every night in Vegas doing magic and selling tickets. I'm doing just fine. So don't, you know. So, but everyone likes to get excited, loves the drama, you know. And funny, drama is one of those things that people draw to.
Yep.
So here I expose some magic online that you buy stuff on Amazon, right? And then I get all this exposure, right? And it's one of those things, though, that's what triggered people to get to know me more. I could do the best trick in the world on YouTube. I get 10 views. I expose magic with a cute wife, 70 million.
Right.
So, you know, why does a car crash get more than a beautiful parked car in the corner of a road? You know what I mean? That's just life, isn't it?
That's life. That's how
Yeah.
it goes. People love. We're predisposed to be attracted to negative
Wild,
things.
isn't it?
Yeah.
So
You
what do
check
think?
that.
Yeah, check that.
So what do you think? Can I please hit that? I tripled it for a reason. You check that.
Check that. Yeah.
One more spade, please. Yes. That's how you do it.
Nice.
You got king high.
Yeah.
I would think about
What do you
throwing
think?
down one more green with that.
Green, yeah. Sure. Hey, you're the boss.
What do you think makes you so much better? Oh, wow! I needed that. Woo. What do you think makes you so good at the short form content? Because you are really great at it.
Oh, what makes me good at what?
At the short form content.
I think I understand what people want. You know, I also have a great producer, Seth Leach. He's the brains behind my world.
Mhm.
He's, half my age and he knows the social media world. I know magic. And when he came along, he said, Murray, just listen to me. I know you're older than me. You know how to perform magic really well. Let's just make some great viral videos. So we're going to prank cops. I'm like, what we're going to do? Prank cops?
We're gonna get
I'm like,
shot?
Yeah. What? And we're going to prank people at Park Bad. And I'm like, what? It's going to get traction. Use your old tricks, bring them. And then we're going to do those old tricks in a new format. And instantly, a lot of old tricks been around for years, all of a sudden got new life. And then a lot of people copied online, of course. You see a lot of cop pranks now, drinking in public and that with the same stuff I kind of do, which is fine, you know. But so that's kind of how that all works. And I think it's because I have a good team behind me. I also listen when I need to,
Right.
you know, and go, all right, even though this is totally against what I feel comfortable doing, I realize that's what's now and hip. So get on with it, you know what I mean? And
Right.
so I try to not be stuck in the mud and go, well, it wasn't like the old days. Because my mentor, Marv, who's 95, I told him about YouTube. It's like, boy, I wish I had that when I was your age. Instead of going, oh, my era was much better than yours. And that's what kept him young and living to 95. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's not much, is
We
it?
got the same hand,
Yeah,
so
so just
we're
shut
winning
the
or
shirt.
losing this together,
Yeah,
and it
right,
looks
I
like
know.
losing.
Yeah, right.
How about a 5-6? How about 3 kings?
Wow.
All right. So we get paid up here even if we fold, right?
Yeah.
So we fold and we get
Yeah.
paid on top. All right. It's a whole different world. Isn't it amazing how like now you can't just be good at what you do, but you also have to be good at promoting what you do yourself.
You have to be the whole enchilada.
Yeah.
Now, the good news is you can control your own fame.
Yep.
You can do good videos. You can be really cool with things and control your own fame. The old days, if you didn't get on TV or weren't in a newspaper, that's it.
Yep. And
that's
those all had gatekeepers.
Exactly.
Yep.
You had to get in or they had to like you. That's why Houdini, when he was being popular, he would do all of his escapes and he'd do all these other things hanging over the newspaper building in Chicago or in New York or LA. So when he did his escape, he'd be swinging in front of these offices that are writing news and going, who's that guy swinging? That's
Right.
Houdini? Hold on, we got a great... He was very smart where he placed himself because he had to go to the source. So now you can sit at home and actually...
He knew how to go viral before
Yeah.
there was a word for
You
it.
know, now you can be at home and make your own money. Only fans, women are making a fortune.
Yeah.
Sex always sells. You know what I mean? So I'm going to check that too. And so that's the way it works. You know what I mean? But it also requires more work.
I would put $10 down because you have
Okay.
top and bottom pair.
Cool.
Yeah.
But sex sells, and now you can create your own world. And why not make Marilyn Monroe did it for years?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? All sorts of people did. So why not? You know. But now there's more competition because everyone has the assets to do it with.
Mhm.
Whereas back in the old days, if you knew the newspaper reporter, you got better articles. Now you still have that a little bit, like the Grammys sometimes. I mean, Beyonce getting country album of the year. Are you kidding me right now?
But she made a country album.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. But come on, really? Does help that she's married to Jay-Z though.
Right.
But I mean, that's when you look at it and go, that's a no. That's a no. That's when you go, yeah, she made a country album. And not one of those songs is a hit. It's only a hit because she's Beyonce, and they pushed it with payola on all the radio stations, which is fine. But when you have money, you can get, so,
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Welcome back, CJ.
CJ.
You want to put down a bet?
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no
I'm
problem.
Can I get some dollars? Let me do that again, another one. 10 of them, please.
Yeah, the whole having to be your own marketing channel, having
lot
to be,
of work.
is a different beast entirely. But you, like you said, you control your own fate now.
Of course.
You decide
100%.
what direction your career
Yes.
is going. You decide how you're
Totally.
presenting yourself.
Totally. Exactly. Now it's a lot more work because now there's more competition, but you can sit at home and you can do it if you can afford a phone, which everyone has, or a laptop. You can create your own content now. You just need to put the time in.
That's right.
And the biggest problem with people not being successful now
Yeah.
is they don't want to work hard enough.
Right.
Yeah.
I agree.
We own a landscaping company, right? And all my crew is Latino, Mexicans, phenomenal. And and they're awesome. And one thing I say to my friends, they always want to work with me.
You want to put $10
I could
down?
do
You got
10, yeah.
you got bottom pair.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
I always tell my friends that they want to work with me sometimes. I go, unfortunately, I can't afford to hire anymore because they work so much harder and they're amazing at it and they get paid well, but they just know how to work well. They're just really, and one thing I always say is that you'll never see a homeless Mexican. Never. They're not as scared to work. They're not as scared to have a good life and provide for their family. And I've always said that. You know what I mean? Feel like, I can't believe you're saying that. I'm like, no, it's a fact. I work with them every day. And I work hard with them. And I'm like, I got to keep up with them. And they're working for me. And I'm the boss. And I said, so it's a lot of people, the reason they're not successful is they only do the minimum, which is eight hours a day. And you'll put 8 hours a day in, you're going to live 8 hours a day. You want to put in, 20 hours a day, then you're gonna see some more rewards on that. You know what I mean?
I agree. I agree completely. People are always amazed that I
know?
built my channel just holding up my phone.
See?
You know, like, and I built it just with my phone and like just making videos.
And just getting out there and doing it.
Yep.
And you have a good video, and other times you have a bad video, but that's okay. It's consistency.
Yep.
That's
It's just
life.
showing up.
Showing up. That's
Showing
half
up.
the battle.
Yep.
You know,
and I always tell people, as long as, like, because I always meet people, they're like, oh, I'm thinking about starting a channel. Or what? I don't know what to do.
Stop thinking. Yeah.
I'm like, just do it.
Yep.
Like, as soon as you start walking the path,
Yep.
the path opens up for you.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
And I don't think people are not, I don't think they realize how much they impact their own future.
Oh, wow.
They're
I know.
waiting for their future to come to them
I know.
instead of building it themselves.
Yeah, yeah.
You're checking that. I'm
Yeah.
checking that.
100%. And that goes for anybody. You know, people want to do the bare minimum, take the weekend off. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, I look at the weekend as 2 extra days to work, you know? But
I don't know how you got to that straight, but we did it. Thank you, CJ. That was amazing. And I think you're
Yeah.
folding queen high?
Yeah.
Yep. If you could change one thing that's led up to now, what would you change?
I think if I were to change one thing leading up to now, that's a great question. I think I might have not gotten married so young.
Okay.
You know, my first marriage, you know, I was married when I was 25. It didn't work out, you know. I think I would have waited to my 30s to get married. You know what I mean? Just because you think when you're 25 or you're young that you know everything.
Yeah.
Because you're finally not 18 anymore.
Right.
And then when you're 25, you realize, wow, I'm sure as hell not 50. And you know, I'll never be 50. And then all of a sudden you're 50 and look back and go, what was I doing at 25?
Yeah.
But you can only live it until you lived it.
Right.
You know, but with 25, you think, oh, I'm so far past 18. I'm an adult. And you realize, wow, you just learned how to tie your shoes, really.
Yep.
You just learned how to manage money. You just learned how to live with somebody. Enjoy that. You know, so when I have kids, my wife and I are trying to have kids now. And when I have my kids, I hope they stay single until they're 30. Have a great time. Don't try to catch anything. Don't harm anybody. Don't be mean to people. But just, you know, can I get some more fives? Because I'm being cheap about it. You know, have a great time. Enjoy your life. Live life with no regrets. Do unto others as you want to do unto yourself. It's the only thing I take from any religion, whatever you believe in, you know.
Right.
And treat people well, and wait till your 30s, because then you're going to be fair to yourself, and you're going to be fair to the person you're trying to be in a relationship with, because now you really are who you are.
Yeah.
At 25, you're not who you are.
No.
At 35, you're going to be somebody different. You know
Isn't
what I
it
mean?
amazing as you age how you always look back 5 or 10 years and you realize you were a moron?
Oh, when I'm 70, I look back when I'm 50 going, boy, at 50, you knew nothing.
Exactly.
I'll be 90. If I make it, I'll look back at 70, you're like just a youngster.
Yep. It's
I don't know.
amazing how that works. It
Totally.
never ends.
No.
And it's good. That means you're growing. If you're looking back that way, it means you're growing.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I think that's very important.
Yeah.
You know, and it's okay to fail. You know, I'm just going to stay on
We
there.
both check. Yep.
You know, it's okay to fail. Fail means you're learning.
That's
if you
right.
don't fail, then you knew what you're doing.
We
You
both-
know? Yeah. Threes.
Oh, you almost had a streak.
9, 10, yeah.
You have a 3. I would
Yeah.
bet $5 with a 3.
All right.
I'm gonna my
Can I
5
get
high.
5? Can I bet 5 into that or no?
No, 5. Yeah,
Just a 5?
Just a 5.
I haven't seen those for so long. That's wild.
I collect the silver ones.
Yeah,
Those.
yeah. This isn't real silver, is it?
No,
What year is
no.
that? That's 82. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's real silver? 60.
55,
55.
55 and back.
Yeah.
The Kennedys.
Yeah, yeah. Now they're worth more than what they're worth, aren't they?
Yeah. They're worth a ton of money.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's only 50 for 50 cents face value, but they're worth
Yeah.
$10 or whatever they
Isn't it
are.
wild?
Each. Yeah,
It's crazy, yeah. Well, it's like the old coins, the real copper and the
Yeah.
pennies and all that, you know?
There's people that collect those too. I think it's 1981, 82
Yeah.
is when we switched
That's
over.
right. Yeah, yeah. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah,
Wild, huh?
yeah. So, what do you love about Vegas?
I love that at any time of the day you can wake up and go do something. 3 in the morning, 3 in the afternoon, 11 a.m. We're playing. What are we playing? What time is it now? Like 1:32. We're playing right now. Would I do something at 7 o'clock at night? You know, I think Vegas is always something to do. You know, and I hate when people say I'm just gonna hold down. I think when people say in Vegas I'm bored, I'm like, then you're always gonna be bored in your life. You know what I mean? Like go to Portland, Oregon. That's bored. I mean, you know what I mean? If you want to be bored, go to Portland, Oregon.
Whoa,
You
you,
know.
have a full house, sir.
Well, look at that.
Throw down a $5 and
Yeah.
hope you.
Yeah, yeah.
You got like 7-9.
So nice.
7-9, CJ. Don't get fancy. There you go. There you go. That's how you do it, sir. I love this town. This town gave me my career.
Yeah.
You know, like it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
And there's a charm to this place that I don't think
There
people
is.
realize.
I always tell people this is a village, you know, and it takes a while sometimes to get in with the village, you know what I mean? Because whether you be an entertainer or whatever, you know what I mean? To know the hangs, to know the cool places, you know, because people always like, oh, this is a horrible place to date or whatever. I'm like, every place is a horrible place to date, meet the wrong person. You know, you just got to be selective and see a red flag, and then don't hang out with the people you shouldn't be hanging out with. You know what I mean? Because you know that can happen in any town.
Yeah.
That can happen in Bakersfield. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Although I would agree, I hated when I was single here. It was just
Yeah.
it's so transient.
Oh no, people are. Everyone has an agenda here.
Yes.
No one has come here to go, you know what, great schools, let's come to Vegas. You know what I mean? No one. Oh, great fields and pastures, beautiful greenery. Let's start a garden. Nobody's ever done that.
Right.
They come here because they're running away from somebody or something.
Right.
Starting new. They want to start somewhere no one else knows who they used to be, or they want to start fresh. We're all from different. I'm in Canada originally, you know. So that's, you know, that's the way it is. You know what I mean? So, but what are you gonna do? You know. But
Would you live anywhere else?
sure. Everywhere I've lived is always I'm gonna stay.
Bottom pair?
Should I or
No. I've got bottom pair.
okay? Yeah.
I'm gonna bet it like
Yeah.
a crazy person. But yeah, anywhere else that
I mean, my wife loves San Diego.
you have
You
bottom
know.
pair, I'd throw
Yeah.
down 5.
You
San
know.
Diego's nice. I'm heading there
You know.
at the end of the month for a
Vancouver,
conference.
San Diego, La Jolla is really nice. You know, expensive but beautiful.
Very
we love the
expensive.
ocean. You know, she's from upstate New York. I'm from Vancouver, Canada, so I love the water. So the closest I get to water here in Vegas is the Bellagio. You know, but, so we do miss that. But I love Palm Springs. Love Palm
Palm
Springs.
Springs is nice.
Because I'm married to the history of it. The Frank Sinatra, the Bob Hope, the people at Barry Manilow, the people I grew up looking up to, going, well, if you're successful, you got to have a house in Palm Springs. But that was a different era. But you know, Leonardo DiCaprio has a house there. Kardashians do now. So there's still that young Hollywood's got still a.
Oh,
an
Palm
affection
Springs
for it,
will always be Palm Springs. Yeah.
You know, but we're looking at buying another place. We have some rental places here, and my wife, I was like, I'd love to get a place, a mid-century modern in Palm Springs, because that's. And she's like, look, we have 2 or 3 homes here in Vegas. Can we not get another house in the desert? I'm like, I didn't even think about that. I'm like, you realize that's the same? I said, oh, I never thought of that. I said, okay, can we like try one maybe in the mountains, by a lake, like by a running tap or
Right.
something, you know? And
You want to
so
go
that's good, right?
4 of them with
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
So yeah. So anyways, I said, you got a point now. Maybe we should maybe, yeah. So you know, we looked in Tahoe as well for another place. It's always nice up there, you know.
Tahoe's great.
Yeah, I love skiing, love the water. We have a boat. We have like a 1972 Satellite, old vintage boat we take out with our friends, you know. So, but
What do you got over there? Oh, no, CJ.
No.
How do you give yourself a straight, sir?
Oh my goodness.
So we covered drama, we covered that. Now I'm curious, how often do you think about new tricks or new ways to impress the audience and developing your act? Even though you're successful and established and everything, do you still want to do better?
always,
Okay.
always. Every time I go on TV, I try never to repeat a trick. So even talk shows, which isn't always easy because sometimes you do a bunch in a row and you just can't
Right.
find stuff that's that good or come up with stuff that is that great. You know what I mean? But because I should I put one up there too?
Oh,
okay,
you got it
okay,
already.
okay. Thanks. Sorry. And so so it's one of those things where I do Master of Illusion on CW. It's my 11th season now. That's good, isn't it?
I would put 3.
Yeah. And so I every year I got to do 6 new tricks on that show minimum. So I start looking like June, July, because we shoot usually January, February, or the fall. So I start looking at stuff, what's out there, change it to my stuff, or if somebody has invented some new tricks I can buy off guys, or things I can come up with. I do start looking and then putting them in my show. So by the time we do it on TV, I know what the hell I'm doing.
Right, you're
Yeah.
fluid with it, and you're
Totally.
yeah.
So that's kind of my world. So I'm always looking for new things in that sense, because as long as I have a motivation to do new tricks, I do. I got already 2.5 hours of a material I tour with, so I don't really need much more. And my second comedy special is coming out this season.
Oh.
So I was looking for new stuff for that. So I'd be looking for a third special coming up. So I'm definitely looking at stuff for, the TV shows I'm working on. And if I do have something new, I'll put it in, and usually 1 out of the 6 things I'll keep in my repertoire, and the other stuff I'll just let go because.
So you keep what you fall in love with.
Yeah, exactly. 'Cause
Yeah.
it takes a lot for me to love something.
Right.
The stuff in my show, I want it to be hard hitting. I just watched Andrew Schultz, the comedian's new Netflix comedy special that came on Netflix, which is called Life. So good.
Was it good? I haven't seen it yet.
So brilliant. I saw it on the way back from Phoenix last night, and so damn funny. Andrew
Okay.
Schultz I'm such a fan of his. Very funny man.
Yeah, we're gonna go see Nate Bargatze here
Nate's
on the
amazing.
19th.
Nate's his
At
father's a
Wynn.
magician, right? Steven. I performed with Steven a few times back in the day, and I
Really?
didn't know his son was.
You fold
Did I?
that.
Yeah, full that, yeah. I didn't know his son was that amazing. Such a funny guy, Nate. Very funny. But yeah, Steven, his dad, is a magician.
Wow.
Great magician. He opens for him, so you'll see him. Yeah.
Oh, thank God for those 3, CJ.
6.
Those 3 saved my life. Yeah, I got that for you there in case.
Oh, that's handy.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. So I'm a big fan of comedy, by the way. I just love
Yeah.
Louis C.K.
Yeah,
I just,
great.
all of them are just.
I mean, I grew up on Phyllis Diller and a lot of great people like that. Milton Berle and Bob Hope. I never found him that funny, but I have respect for him, what he did for the U.S. troops and all that stuff, and
Right.
what he gave back. I think was so important, and all that. So, but
If you weren't successful at magic, what do you think you'd be doing?
I'd
Entrepreneur?
be probably an entrepreneur because I'm always that way.
Yeah.
I love finding another way to make money and have that risk and responsibility and reward. Those 3 things,
Yeah.
I think.
It's fun building things.
Yeah, it
Like,
is.
that's how I look at it.
I like the risk.
Yeah.
I like the responsibility. I like the rewards. But I think the other things I would be if I wasn't doing. What should I do on that? You think?
You can put down 10 or you can check it. You got bottom pair.
I don't put down 10. Yeah, why not? And so I think I would have either been a chiropractor, a marine biologist. I love sea life and that, or a firefighter.
Wow.
I love the responsibility. Yeah, and I think firefighters do such an amazing job. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And they're always liked because they're the good guys. They always come in, save somebody. First responders are always the first one.
Yeah.
never hear of a
Nobody
shade-
ever hates a fireman.
No,
yeah.
you never hear of a shady firefighter. You always hear a shady cop, right?
Yeah.
But you never hear of a shady firefighter. What are they going to do? What I mean? Steal some fire extinguishers?
Right, right.
You know what I mean? So, but
Yeah, it's funny. I think it's that entrepreneurial spirit that's made you successful at like your shorts and what have you. It's
Possibly.
because you're always looking to learn and grow and build something.
yeah, and I'm not scared to be a student.
Right.
As you get older, you think you know everything. Your ego gets in the way, and when I see a new thing, that's when my wife and I have kids. When my kid puts on a new song on the radio, I want to accept it. I don't want to go, oh, that's crap. Like,
Right.
if they like it, I want to go, let's play it. I'll listen to it.
I would put down 3 with that.
Great.
Pair of 4s.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
A lot of people don't like learning. They don't want to learn something new, especially as
No.
you get old. Oh, one more. Give him one
Let's
more.
go. Oh, that would be amazing, huh?
Oh my goodness! Right on. Oh, give him one more anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll check. Give him a 4 and a 7, please.
Fine.
Come on.
Oh.
Trips is good.
That's all right.
3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah.
That's no good.
Can I put more down or leave it?
You're done. You
Leave
can't
it? Yeah,
put
done.
more,
I'm good, right?
unfortunately.
Right.
Yeah.
That's good, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Once you
You
see the
max.
3rd one, you're like, can I double?
Okay, I could do some more. Yeah. Exactly.
Why don't you gamble since you live here?
Because I don't gamble because I work in casinos. So they pay me a lot of money to perform here.
Yeah.
Keep people in a casino to do exactly what I'm doing now.
Right.
And so the worst thing to do is if you see how a lot of people come here and walk away with, and don't walk away with, you realize, that it's probably a good idea to perform here. And, go gamble when you're on vacation maybe. But don't work and gamble at the same time. That's just my philosophy and my worlds because, I have a lot of entertainers that literally walk in that theater door, make $10,000 or 20 a night,
Walk
and come
out
out
and
here and
spend it.
spend it within 30 minutes, and now they've made nothing.
Right.
And what do I do with that? Do I take that off there?
That's yours. Yeah.
Okay, great, thanks.
Yeah, you get that for your trips.
Yeah, I'm out of here. No. So speaking of that, but like if I get a scratch when I win $3, I'm out of there. I'm buying coffee that day. I'm not one to put the $3 back in a scratch.
Are you frugal in all areas of your life?
And what? Not really. Yes, I am. I mean, I always say I'm cheap, but if you know who I am, I'm probably not looked as cheap because you need the money or I need if it's charity or help, I'm there. But personally, I won't pay for parking if I if I can park a block away.
Oh,
And
okay.
I'll take the walk. I need the exercise anyways. That's the way I look at my money. You want dinner on me? I'll buy you dinner, no problem. But it won't. But there's certain things where, like, my dad would park a mile away to save 10 cents on a head of lettuce because he wouldn't pay for the park. I'm like, Dad, you're 10 miles away.
Right.
Doesn't matter. It's principle. So I think it's more about the principle. You know what I mean? So
I think you're
What do you
folding
think?
8 high.
yeah, folding. Yeah. So yeah, and I've learned from one of my mentors did that same thing in the 1940s when he played Vegas at the El Rancho. He bet his whole check on the gambling because he thought he saw somebody win, and he lost it all. The holy smokes! He ended up winning it back, and he went, "That's it. The last time I ever gambled, I got very lucky." 'Cause
Really?
he, that's So I've learned that, and I got a lot of friends who are gamblers.
But if you were
And-
going to buy a car, would you buy the expensive car that
Never.
you want, or would
I
you
buy one
buy?
that's used.
Okay.
I always buy used. I buy classic cars too. I know how to work on cars. I know cars well. I'll buy cars on eBay, so I'll buy one that somebody's getting rid of at an estate sale, and I'll get it shipped here because I can get it a lot cheaper in Ohio than I can buy it here.
Right.
Because when people buy cars, they go, "I can't buy anything in Vegas. I got to buy this $65,000 vehicle in Vegas." I'm like, "Why don't you go on eBay, put that same model and make? You'll find somebody going through a divorce, an auction, a repo. You'll find the same car, may not be yellow or orange that you like it. I don't care. I can paint it.
Right.
And you'll save 10 grand. But and I'll ship it for $1,500 out here. I got a car that I saved 10 grand on. My friend puts $5 down and is paying $700 a month on a car. I'm like, it's not how I do things. You know what I mean?
So you just don't like wasting money.
I don't.
No.
And I always buy cars cash. I never have a lease, or I'll never have a payment because they're the ones making the money, not me. I have rental properties. I make money on those. But if somebody else is getting rich on my money, that's a problem for me. You know what I mean?
I bought my last car for cash. It wasn't. Oh, you have
That's
you have
good,
middle
right?
pair. I would bet 10.
Okay.
Um,
So yeah. So you know what I mean? So everything, as long as it can make money, I'll take an investment. You know what I mean? But if it's a car, it's a lost leader or a boat or whatever else, cash. That's it.
okay.
So
Do you own a boat?
yeah, I do. Yeah, I've
Okay.
got a 18-foot 1972 Chrysler Satellite. It's an old tri-hull, and it's all been redone. It takes about 6 people. We go out in the Lake Mead and that, and Willow Beach down here a lot.
Is it true that the second happiest day of your life is when you buy a boat? Or your happiest day of your life is when you sell your boat?
I think it is if you don't own it.
Okay.
If you're having leases and you can't afford that $100,000 yacht, and you're spending $2,000 a month just to make the payments back on it because you're trying to look rich, that's a problem. But you own it cash. The worst thing that can ever happen to it really is putting a new engine in, which might be $8,000. So if you got a $100,000 boat, putting an $10,000 V8 engine in, that should be you should be able to afford that.
Right.
Or don't buy the $100,000
Or don't.
boat.
If
If you buy a boat like I did for like $7-8,000 and my engine's $5,000, well, I should be able to do that, which I did. And now I got a brand new engine that's going to last. Probably 10-15 years. What else am I gonna? What else? Unless I bang the thing up,
right.
that's my own damn fault. It's not going to cost me much. But I also buy things within reason. That I buy way. I spend money way under my means
Okay.
because I don't want to ever wake up stressing about how I'm going to make my next payment for something.
That's how I feel.
You know?
So like I'm very wasteful with money, as you can see, but
But it's for a charity right now.
well, right now it is.
Yeah.
But I also live within my means,
Sure.
even though I'm wasteful.
Yeah.
Like I can afford. We both check.
Yeah. Sorry.
I drive trips.
Uh,
I drive a $30,000, $40,000 car. Like
And
I
that's
don't
very
need.
reasonable.
Wait, I'm on the flop only 2 times.
yeah.
I could
about
be
me and
driving a
mine?
car
Yeah.
that'll make me uncomfortable to make payments on, or
Of
what.
course.
You know what I
You
mean?
look rich if you want. Yeah.
But what's the point of that?
No. Exactly.
You have a 9, so I would bet
I
5.
would- yeah. Why
Yeah.
not?
So, moving on.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. 3. We both
But
win.
my thing also is.
Yeah.
My thing also is that my neighbor has a Rolls Royce, $140,000 vehicle. I have a Nissan pickup truck, one of my cars. I have 5 cars, but I have a 19 Nissan pickup truck. I paid $9,000 Canadian for back in 1993. It's in mint condition. What's amazing is when he leaves to go to the Fontainebleau for a show, and I leave to go to the Fontainebleau for a show. You're not going to believe this, though. You're not going to believe this, though. We get there at the same time. We get there at the same damn time.
Yes, you
It's
do.
amazing. And he's driving a house, and I'm driving an actual car.
Yeah.
And it's wild how we just pull at the same time, and we enjoy the show the same way. It's wild. how it
It's
happens.
crazy how that
4
works.
wheels,
Yeah.
4 seats. It's wild, And I just bought another house with 140,000. I could put into a car.
Right.
But that's how I think with, you know what I mean? I love vehicles, don't get me wrong, you know what I mean? But that's just the way how I think on things, you know what I mean?
I'm
Now,
with-
if Jeff Bezos and I had 100 million coming in every day, oh yeah, I'd buy a yacht. because it's a business expense, and I'd be a write-off because that's a win for me.
Well, a yacht would still be within your means as well if you were
Of
Bezos.
course.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But it'd be also a write-off. You know what I mean?
Right.
So as long as it's a write-off now, and you're making that kind of money, he's living within his means.
Right.
Why not? So is Elon Musk with his money. You know, you want to be that successful, then they're living within their means. You know what I mean?
Right.
But a lot of people get that first $100,000 check and go, "That's it." You know, I'm Jay-Z. I'm like, oh yeah, no,
Yeah,
no.
that's why people go broke so quickly.
Because and I always tell people that when you make that first bit of money, I don't care whether it's going from $20 an hour to $50 an hour, or it's going from $50,000 a year to $150,000 a year. Live the same way you're living for 2 years. Don't change a thing. I could.
Yeah, you put one down.
Oh,
We
yeah.
both have a flush.
Yeah.
Don't
live
have
the
a bigger spade. Thank you, sir. All right.
But don't change your lifestyle for 2 years.
Right.
You'll be fine because you've lived this way just fine. So stay, eat the same places, eat the same way, pay your rent, mortgage, whatever. And then after 2 years, you're still bringing that $150,000 a year. Now treat yourself to
Then
a nice
upgrade
car.
a little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
buy that $40,000 car and sell your $20,000. But don't jump on it because you get that first check because it's not going to last long. You know what I mean? Especially if you're young. When you're 95, well, let it rip. You know what I mean? Because, time's of the essence. But if you're 35 or 50, and you're in good health, you still might have a shot at it. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? Can I
So
take
now, a bit of a dramatic question. We
Yeah.
started with drama.
it? Sure.
Are there any performers in town that you can't stand?
That's a good question.
I mean-
I have to think about that, actually. I have to think about that.
I started touching it. Am I all right? All right. I didn't realize you weren't done. Sorry.
$1 for these two?
Yes, sir.
Great. And then give me $1 too.
I mean, you can, if you want to.
Let me have a think of that because I might actually.
Is there anyone in town that you love that you want to talk about first? That you think's putting on a great show, or
I'm trying to think there's somebody in town I can't stand.
you have beef with anybody? You and Carrot Top?
No, me and Carrot Top are great friends. I love that guy. He's actually my neighbor.
Oh, really?
Literally 3 doors away. Yeah. Unbelievable guy. Funny, super nice, sweetheart. Really, really funny man. Worked his ass off. He still does. And he lives within his means. Very, very super chill and all. Did I put a buck up there already? I guess.
Yep.
But trying to think who. I don't think there's many people. I don't think that's out
CJ,
there.
I'm going to gamble.
Sorry.
Are you checking that 10 high? You don't want to go crazy like this guy over here.
I know, right? I mean, I could put one down.
No, you can't. You can check
check,
it. Yeah,
okay.
it's 3,
Not
4.
good, right?
Yeah. You did a terrible hand. But
Yeah.
I'm a genius? Nah. We'll see. Now you can bet 2 because you have middle pair.
Yeah, okay. So do you gamble often?
5 days a week.
That's your thing.
Yeah, that's what I make my
Of
money.
course, I know.
That's
yeah.
my YouTube.
Is that
yeah.
your only? Is that now? Now, besides that, do you do? What else do you do for interest? Let me ask you a question. I know it's your podcast.
Yeah.
But what else do you do other than gambling? What do you do to relax or to enjoy life? So, like I walk my dogs. I go to the gym. I take my boat out. I love watching shows. So what do you do when you're not doing what I would do? Like this would be my magic show, right? Doing daily.
Yeah.
Like what you do. What would you do for your other activities? What do you do?
So,
You scrapbook?
no.
You don't seem like the type. If I was profiling you, I wouldn't say that you're that guy, but you could be. You shot me.
I could. No,
Yeah.
I'm an introvert, so did I just lose, TJ? So I like to spend time alone with the dogs
Got it.
to reset. I have a hard time resetting unless I get that.
Yeah, because they're amazing, right?
They're just,
Unconditional. They don't judge, and unconditional love. You can't beat that.
and plus I get to be home alone.
Sure.
Like
Exactly.
if there's another human in the house,
Yeah.
that drains my energy, but the dogs never do. Even though they're crazier and need more attention
Sure.
most of the time.
Yeah.
I like to travel. Me and my girlfriend went to Japan a few months ago.
Okay, great.
I loved it
Japan's
there.
beautiful. So honorable a country. I
Great.
worked there for 6 months, and I loved it. In 95, 94, I worked there.
I loved everything
Yeah.
about it. And
Amazing.
the people there are so kind
Oh,
and respectful.
You could leave your wallet right here in Japan at a
Yep.
casino, like on the floor. Come back a day later, hasn't
Still
moved.
there.
Still there. I mean, it's unbelievable. Yeah.
The anecdote I like to tell people is I spent 3 weeks there. They were the most respectful. Everything was thank
Yeah.
you so much. And then I got back to California to fly here. And the very first American at Southwest that I run into was like, what do you want?
Oh yeah.
You know what I
In a
mean?
while, you're like, wow, what a shock, right?
After weeks of just kindness and
Yeah.
respect, it was like, what do you want?
Yeah, here we go again.
It was just like,
this
I'm
is
back
the age of
home.
mediocrity in the world, isn't it? Though
I'm home.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's well. So how long do you gamble professionally, or as your
13 years.
13? And
Yeah.
what do you say at the end of the year? Are you up? Are you down? Or how much do you win or lose a year? Do you think? Just what do you? I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm asking this because I'm not a gambler. So.
Yeah, it depends on the year. Obviously, some years are better than others,
Sure.
but
You feel like you're always up?
no, I'm never up from the
Okay.
gambling.
Oh, you're not.
Ever.
So how much do you think you're down? How much would you lose a year? Like, say, what's the least you've been to lose a year to the most? Because like I said, I don't.
Somewhere between 100,000 and 500,000 a year is what I lose.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
and
a lot.
yeah, but I make
need,
my money.
Vodka, tequila. I thought his coffee was enough. Yeah. Okay. All right.
And then, do you want to check that or put 3
I can't
down?
see straight right now after that, but yeah, see. If I lose $10 a year, I throw myself off a little bit. Can I check that? I put $5.
You could put three down or check it. I would check it.
Okay, I'm gonna check. I'm scared of losing $15 here. It's your money, not even mine.
Hey, there's my ace. But
CJ, you wouldn't make money off me. I'm sorry, buddy.
But
I'll buy you
would-
lunch, but I wouldn't make
But
money.
it,
yeah.
it's a business expense.
Of course, I understand.
Yeah.
That I get.
So
It's
it's a
your
business.
living.
Yeah.
And you're doing it as and also you have a social media world, which is your world, which is amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a few dear friends, as you know, in this world, that I work with,
You check it
Yeah.
out. Yeah,
So
it's
that's wild. And is that now? Look, can you use
Middle
it as a
pair.
right? You can't use it as a tax write-off, can you? Because it's a gambling, or can you use it as a write-off?
no, but the other expenses around it you
So
can.
you can because it's still of course.
Yeah,
So it's
so-
the back end of it.
Yeah,
of
and
course.
YouTube pays so well
Yes, they do.
that
Phenomenal.
I would put down 5 for your 8.
All right, great.
So
So that's wild. Yeah.
even
okay.
though it's a mind-numbing number that I lose
Yes.
every year, it's also
Do you ever go into it thinking you're gonna win?
no, never.
Okay, you're enjoying it because you just enjoy it.
It's
Like I
just
go fishing, I'll go
entertainment.
fishing for a whole day and not catch anything, but it's still a great day for me.
Yeah.
Because it's about me being out there with my buddy and okay, so same vibe.
I'm playing a video game when I'm out there. I get to be
I get
my
it.
13-year-old self.
100%. I can respect that.
Yeah, and
Got
so
it.
yeah, it's expensive, but it's also my living, and
Sure. Of course.
I don't
Of
know,
course.
man. Like I feel like it was a gift from God.
Yep.
I kind of just backed into it
Sure.
somehow.
Yeah.
Just thought I'd throw some videos on YouTube, and
away
before
ahead.
I knew it, I'm 7 figures a year. It's
Isn't
just
that
like
amazing?
unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
unbelievable.
That's great though.
That's why I say I love this tent. Like it
Of
saved
course.
my life.
Of course. And you're getting to be creative. And you're not asking anybody for a job. You're doing it yourself.
That's right.
Which is amazing.
Well, I'm giving people jobs
Well, of
now.
course you are. Exactly. 100%.
Yeah.
You're helping everybody in the world.
Like I'm creating
Yeah.
jobs now. It's
Totally.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
Like we've started our own studio.
That's
We're
amazing.
about to submit our first slot machine for
No
approval.
way.
Yeah. So
What
we're
are you
making-
gonna? Do you have a name for the slot machine yet, or is it gonna be under your name, or what's it?
Yeah,
gonna
we
be?
can announce it. It's called Little Monsters.
Little Monster. That's
yeah,
amazing.
yeah.
That's
We'll
great.
show you a picture afterwards.
excited about
Yeah.
this. So,
you
what do
want
you
to
think?
check that?
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, we're doing things. It's
That's so exciting. Now, how cool is that?
yeah, and it's
Yeah.
all because of YouTube. Like the way we've
Yeah.
democratized content creation and becoming
Yeah.
a creator, and we talked about earlier.
I'm gonna check.
You want to
that.
check that? It's
No, it's great. And do you ever collaborate with other people that gamble as well?
Yeah,
I
sometimes.
know because I got like, a
Sometimes.
few friends of mine. Yeah, Brandon O'Brien
Sometimes.
or Raja, those guys, But,
oh, you know Raja?
yeah, he's coming in town next week. Actually,
Yeah.
I'm doing a thing with him.
Oh, okay.
Magic trick. You want to do a magic?
Oh, that's
trick.
right. You were
Yeah.
in one of his videos.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, we did a bunch way back.
yeah.
Yeah, because his producer is mine for a while, but not anymore.
Oh,
So,
okay.
so what do you think?
You got 7 high. You're folding that.
Yeah, it's done. Yeah, thanks.
All right.
So that's great. Yeah, but
Yeah.
Raj's been around for a while.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
also, he's got a very successful restaurateur and a business owner.
Nightclubs
back in,
and yeah,
he
yeah, yeah.
invented a few things way back in the day, so it gives him a good lifestyle. As
Yeah.
well. And such a nice man. Really good person.
Yeah.
Have you ever worked with him or met him before?
Yeah, Raja.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Great guy.
I know him. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's and now there's there's so many. Do you know Vegas Matt and stuff?
Yeah, I don't know, but I know him because of my buddy Brandon Bryant, who does I forget what he plays. I don't know if it's poker or what he does, but you think I'd know. He's one of my best friends.
Ha!
But again, gambling and me are a whole different world.
So we're gonna be wrapping up soon. Do you want to press your bets a little
Sure,
bit?
of course I do. Why not?
Let's see if we can turn that into some cash for your charity.
Why not? Exactly.
And
right.
yeah, man, I really appreciate you doing this. This
Thanks
was
for
a lot of
inviting
fun.
me.
Yeah,
I think it's great. I love hanging out, and I love this casino.
it's great. I
Yeah.
love it here. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. They were kind
Silver
enough to.
Fertitta knows what he's doing.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what they're doing.
It's so different than every other casino that
In
is.
fact, so
yeah.
from day one, this place has always been busy. I
Yep.
mean, it's wild. Yeah.
Yeah, we're both checking.
Yeah.
Oh, he needs a 10. I need a jack. Let's see which
Yeah.
one of us gets it. Come on, 10 jack. Give it both of us.
Bored.
Well,
Mm.
so with that board,
Yeah. What do you think?
we're both playing the board.
Yeah.
I would do it just because it saves our money.
So I can put, what do I put up there? 25 then?
25, yeah. 5 red chips. 2-3. CJ, there you go.
There we go.
There you go. Thank you, CJ. You're the best. You're a mensch. Any parting wisdom for the viewers? Any?
Yeah, well, I mean, I got lots, but it's an opinion, obviously, you know. But I think if you have a dream, and a lot of people say this, or a passion, don't wait and talk about it. Just go do it. Because you can always go back to what you're doing. Whether it be working at Home Depot or Starbucks or helping your parents on the farm or being a CEO executive, working at a company making 6 figures and you're just not happy because you're a guitar player or you like to gamble. You know, do it now because tomorrow is never promised. I mean, I'm not promised tomorrow at all. You know what I mean?
Right. Let's do one more hand.
What do I
Press
do?
it.
Yeah.
Put it back up there.
Put it up here,
for
right?
25.
Here,
Yes,
and then
sir.
here,
And then $1.
Yeah. And so
just do it.
you never promised. So go and enjoy it, because if it doesn't work for a year or two, you can go back to working the 9 to 5 or going to whatever, because boy, if you can do something you love doing, and say you're only given 45 years in this world, not 85 or 90 like we think.
Right.
Would you live your life differently? I think you would. You know, we always think we're gonna live to 90 or 85, but if you don't, and you say you're gonna live to 45, I think you take a little more risks early on. What do you think?
I would put 50. You got
50?
top pair.
All right.
And I would also add to that, don't let life make you bitter, because it
Never.
doesn't owe you anything.
Never. I've been married a couple times, and
Yeah.
the wife I have now, and my last wife, Danny, she is absolutely amazing. People always say, "Do you regret anything?" I go, "Don't regret a thing," because if I didn't have the path I've taken with the failures of my relationship
Right.
before that, I would never have met my wife, and it just wouldn't, you know.
You're absolutely
mean?
right. And CJ turned over a straight just to screw us over while we're talking, but that's
Yeah, nice.
okay.
Perfect.
But that's
Dave.
it. But yeah, you can.
You know what I mean? And the
it's-
wife I have now is absolutely amazing. So my path to getting there, it wouldn't have happened if I wouldn't have taken the exact path I am
That's
now.
right.
And she's unbelievable. She's my best friend. And we've been together almost 8 years now. It feels like we've been together like 2 weeks. It's amazing. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And everything else in life. So I think, and don't regret things, and don't be upset, and don't, have that moment and stop that moment right there. If it was a bad experience, don't bring that to the next one. Finish it, get over it, and then get on with it. And I know people always want to talk about their past and kind of rehash stuff. You can do that if you want, but you can't change your past. Like, just get over it, get on with it. It happened, and that's it. So carry on now. Like, you don't need to kick that. You can say this is why it's happening because of my past, my parents. Stop blaming them.
Yeah.
It's over. Whatever happened, sorry it happened or whatever. Life's not fair, but you have from this second on
Yeah.
to become positive and have an amazing life. So get on with it. Quit bitching about the past.
You're still carrying it with you.
Exactly.
When you could. It's up to you to leave it behind.
100%.
You're the
Get
one
on with
choosing
it.
to carry it.
Exactly. So you can change the present, and you can change the future, but you can't change the past. So get over it. Like,
Right.
it's the more you talk about it, it's not going to change it. It happened. So get on with it. So,
Right.
yeah, that's my 2 cents.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much for
Dude,
doing
thank you
this.
so much, man. I appreciate
Thank
that,
you.
huh?
Everybody, this was Table Talk at the Durango with Magic Murray. You can catch him at the Stratosphere.
Yeah, on the weekends, 4 o'clock at LA Comedy Club.
4 o'clock every weekend at the Stratosphere. I'll see you guys next time.